Sitting on your couch having drinks and food after a long day of work or on weekends feels awesome, doesn't it? And you know what goes perfectly with this setup? An interesting and entertaining series. Hello and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll focus on the top 10 series from Disney Plus that are a must-watch. This list includes all series you can see on Disney Plus, including non-Disney Plus original series available for watching on the platforms. So without any delay, let's dive in. Number 10. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is the most popular Marvel show alongside What If, so you might have to see it, but if not, you should. The show is way better than you'd expect, even from a Marvel standard. The series is an adaptation of Marvel Comics of the same name, and focuses on Stephen Grant, a mild-mannered museum worker. And don't worry, the museum part is temporary. Turns out the guy has a lot more sides to him. 2 more to be precise. An American actor, Oscar Isaac, played the part of this character and he nailed it. And he's not the only one. His supporting actress, May, Spectre's wife, Layla, and Ethan Hawke, who plays the main villain, Arthur, have both done spectacularly. As for the story, it's a ride of ups and downs. You start with the mild-mannered character, who turns out has a split personality, Mark Spector, a former mercenary and now the champion for the moon god Khonshu. The rest of the episodes revolve around Grant learning more about this personality and learning to live alongside it, not to mention trying to stop the villain from reviving an old, psychotic justice god. Number 9. Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you're a Star Wars fan, this one is perfect for you. The series is a spin-off of the Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his life following the events of Star Wars 3. His former student is now Darth Vader, and Obi is lying low on the planet Tatooine with Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader's son, Luke Skywalker. But like every other protagonist, his calm life comes to an end when Princess Leia gets kidnapped. The rest of the series is his journey of collecting intel and rescuing Leia. The story has action, laser shooting, and yes, all our favorite lightsaber fights. You know, the Star Wars exclusives. Number 8. Westworld. This show is like the gemstone of the Disney Plus series. It takes you out of love, hate, violence, betrayal, trauma, sorrow, and all other emotions you can think of. The story is entirely different and authentic than its name suggests. The story focuses on an era far advanced where humans have developed technology to create synthetic humans called the Host. The scientists of this era have created a Jurassic Park of their own and call it Westworld. It's entertainment for the rich who have a lust for adventure. They can step into this contained world and have their way with the hosts. You can torture them, kill them, use them, or do anything that you can think of. And once the game is over, each host is repaired and its memories wiped. But as you've already guessed, the rich people's paradise scum to chaos after these hosts start to develop consciousness and retain memory. After this point, it's a game of minds, weapons, and everything in between. And we don't know which side will win, which is kind of the thrill of the series. You never know the twist that's to come. Number 7. The Punisher. The Punisher is one of those series that are too dark and emotional to see, yet too addictive to be left in between. The series is about a former Marine, Frank Castle, who comes back home just to find his wife and kid dead. Turns out someone shot them, which is kind of the twist here. The deaths were treated as an accident and not murders, and guess what? The guy picks up his guns and decides to find the truth for himself, punishing anyone who he deems guilty for crimes along the way. The concept of this series is much similar to most superhero vigilante series like Green Arrow. However, there's a slight twist. This hero doesn't care about criminal rights. Yeah, you heard it right. Punisher believes in killing rather than going with the justice system. And frankly, it kinda makes sense, as most people you put in jail in these kind of series have a habit of coming back. Number 6. What If? Ever wonder what would happen if Steve never received Super Soldier Serum, or if Doctor Strange became evil? We bet you did. Every Marvel fan at some point has thought of the scenarios where their favorite hero might have made a different choice and ended up in a slightly different one. And that's exactly what Marvel What If explores. The show witnesses a different world where the heroes or side characters choose something different than the Marvel universe we know. For instance, Odin never adopted Loki, or Ultron succeeded in creating a perfect body. The animated series consists of 1 season, but it's pure bliss. It is fun to watch and always has an unexpected twist waiting around the corner. So if you're a Marvel fan, you will love it. Number 5. Loki. Marvel's God of Mischief needs no introduction. He is pretty famous for his plans, sarcasm, and most of all, dandy attitude. Luckily, this time, he's not coming with a force to conquer Earth, but rather going on an adventure of his own. This Marvel series focuses on Loki after he escaped with a Tesseract in Avengers Endgame. This Loki travels to another time in hopes of conquering and gaining power, but is immediately captured by an organization called TVA, for violating the timeline with his illegal time travel. And with all his powers, including the Tesseract meaning nothing in this organization, he's forced to work with them. And his task is to capture himself. You see, another version or variant of Loki from another timeline is racing heavily on the TVA, and they need this Loki's brain to capture him or her. The series follows Loki as he explores different aspects of timelines, meets different versions of himself, and understands the world from a wider perspective. And yes, the series has some really good humor moments. You'll simply love it. Number 4. WandaVision. Remember when Wanda lost it in Avengers Endgame and nearly soloed the Mad Titan? The undefeated guy has to literally call backup to deal with her. Imagine what kind of damage she would do if she ever goes berserk. Or not, because Marvel's WandaVision has done that part. The series focuses on the after events of Endgame, where Wanda has lost the love of her life forever. The series starts with Wanda and Vision living in a small town called Westview, like a normal couple. Vision now works at a small firm while Wanda manages the home. The two also get kids at some point. How did Vision come back, you might ask? Well, that is something you'll have to find out for yourself by watching the series. Number 3. National Treasure: Edge of History. So you want a mystical historical series with all sorts of badass characters and tons of twists? Well, the National Treasure focuses precisely on all these aspects. The continuation of the National Treasure franchise tells us the story of a resourceful teenager, Jess. Jess's parents lived a simple life and died an ordinary death, or so she believed. The bubble bursts when a certain artifact comes to light. The rest of the show is about her journey to find this artifact and uncover the reality of her family. To be honest, the series has some ups and down moments, but it's never dull. Once you start to watch, you won't be able to resist and believe you are going to enjoy each moment of the show. Number 2. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. The World According to Jeff Goldblum is exactly what it sounds like. It's a documentary where Jeff Goldblum explores different things around the globe. It talks about his real experience and learning during his journey. The documentary is great for people who like to know things. It talks about a ton of topics from various genres. The 22-episode series has by far touched topics like tattoos, barbecues, motorcycles, ice creams, and several more. And though the topic may seem common, looking from Jeff's perspective will change your view on a lot of them. Try this series. Number 1. Only Murders in the Building. You know what's common in every murder mystery movie and series? The slow and dark theme. The movies are way too tense all the time. However, Only Murder in Building is completely opposite. It's way lighthearted and funny to even feel bad for the deaths occurring. The story explores the journey of 3 strangers named Charles, Mabel, and Oliver, portrayed by Stephen Martin, Selena Gomez, and Martin Shorts. Well, they try to solve a murder in their building. Personally, this series is way too good. And there's not a single moment of boredom. The humor is really good. Not too much and not too weird. Perfectly balanced. So, what are your thoughts on Disney Plus shows? Which one of these have you seen yourself? And which ones would you like to try? Moreover, can you think of another show that should be on this list? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you, and see you soon.